Hi, Levy. Hi, Judith.
Hey
Hello,
Troy Levy,
everyone.
how's it going?
Never been better.
You've never
Never
been
been better.
better. Wow.
Every
You
day.
want to dive into that?
Well, it was a long weekend to start with, right?
Yeah, it's a long weekend
I mean,
in
for
most of
us.
Europe.
Yeah.
That
And in India
what?
as well, of course.
So I
Labor
know the
Day.
Dutch have okay, Labor Day for you, so bank holiday. The Dutch have, I guess it's now King's Day, but it was Queen's Day when
Yeah,
I
it
when I
was
lived
King's
there.
Day.
Okay, that was like April 30th usually, around that range. Same day,
It's
No,
also
first of
moving.
first of May
1st of
is
May.
what they had now in Hungary and again most of Europe. I have some German colleagues, they were off as well. It's kinda normal. The UK wasn't off on 1st of May, they are off on 4th of May, so tomorrow.
Yeah, on
Basically,
Monday.
but I'm guessing
Ireland
it's
as
probably
well.
the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a long weekend for Europe, depending on which part, whether it's
Okay,
Friday, starting with Friday, or ending with Monday.
fantastic. Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, slap.
Recovering from a previous 4 days that were brutal?
Yeah, I mean, in the school, there's the tests are coming up, for the what is it, GCSE or what is it called in the States? The final,
Graduation.
yeah, final graduation for the 18, 19-year-old classes, and I need to set up computers for the IT or computer science tests, and it's just a pain in the ass, to be honest. Sorry, beep that out. So, and I mean, two jobs at the same time can be a bit demanding, and a kid and everything else. So,
Oh,
but it's
definitely.
okay, getting there. Yeah,
I
but
wish I could
yeah.
have 2 jobs right now,
Well,
but I
yeah.
cannot.
I mean, I wish I could have only one job with enough money. That would be
Yeah, that's
that would,
that would be ideal. I wish as well that I had a good
yeah.
job with paying money on my with my market value, but hey, not there just yet.
Yeah, I'll cry about that.
Welcome to 2026, right? Define market value today versus what your true value is. It's very
Yeah, you know
interesting.
why is that? AI took their job.
That's
No,
the
it
Yeah,
didn't.
mantra.
that's
It
what they are
didn't.
claiming, but
It's stupid.
AI.
It's just it's funky. Nobody who actually works in IT thinks that AI took their job. It just gives you more job at the moment for sure. Maybe in the future some low-level jobs are going away, but the issue is that who's going to, I mean, yeah, the low-level jobs are going away, then who's going to be the mid and high-level jobs producers after we're gone? So, right? I mean, you know it
There's a
better.
pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah, that people
There
are
is a
missing
pipeline
out.
issue.
Yeah.
So, and that's interesting. And I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything that's going on. But I even think back to our situation. I don't remember overhiring during COVID, but a lot of bad decisions were made by businesses because of COVID. And I guess AI is the scapegoat to unwind or undo some of those poor decisions. We clearly were never looking at our teams going, we're overstaffed. We saw opportunity to improve performance and become a more optimized structure, no doubt. But I never felt like we overhired. We always hired desperately what we needed. In fact, at times you would take, hey, it's a live, living, breathing person that seems committed to sit in the chair for 8 hours. I'm going to hire him because we were just at times desperate. But I think a lot of these companies that are using AI as the excuse for unwinding, I'm shedding 8,000 more employees at Meta is not reflective of the value of the people as much as the poor decisions made or the intent to invest elsewhere. And that's the other problem, not seeing the value of humans over technology. Humans can deliver consistently. The technology, do you deliver talking points? It's a PowerPoint world.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Show me prove the value and half of it just comes undone.
But even if you're still gonna need, like we said it previously, right? There's still gonna be need for someone to oversee and govern whatever AI is going to do. Without that, and we've seen so many. If you remember, we've seen so many articles around it that where CEOs of different huge companies announce basically that we made a mistake and now we laying so many people off because we thought that AI is going to be able to do their jobs, and it's doing its job obviously, but at the same time the complaints from the customers started raising, so they made a decision that they are going to hire back I don't know how many people depending on which company we are talking about, if there were numbers. So hopefully everybody at some point is going to recognize that, yeah, AI is a good thing, right? And it has its benefits, but it cannot just be AI.
No.
That's going to run the company,
Yes.
and you need to appreciate, back to your point, Roy, the leaders need to realize that they need to appreciate the humans as well, what they are and who they are and what they are bringing in, because AI is not going to be able to have that kind of critical thinking or strategic thinking that you need. Because, I mean, it can at some point, right? Because that obviously that would be the end result, but it takes a lot of time to teach the right algorithm. You need a human.
And the teaching never ends, right? If you look at
Never ends.
LLMs, as they age, the performance goes down, it degrades, so you have to constantly be on top of maintaining the data it's using. Another thing I heard that was interesting, I didn't follow up on it or dive into it, was just that generative AI specifically, you're looking at AI in general finding an end of the line for data to mine. The entire internet almost has been mined. So where do you create new knowledge? How do you get new knowledge? And that's where you start to wonder, what are we going to generate out of thin air off of the existing knowledge? If AI has read every book ever written, if it's parsed through every article ever published, and it's collected this knowledge base of information, what's the next step?
There's a problem with that, Troy. Sorry to interrupt. We are talking about internet. Anybody can put anything up on internet without controlled, without checked whether it's accurate or not. So that's
not
what
addressing
it's learning
the quality
from.
of data, just addressing all the data.
Also, Troy, we all know that even if the quality of the data that AI is capable of using is top notch, it still will produce some stupid results or not biased but unreasonable results. And then if you ask AI to produce more content for the internet that it will consume after all, and try to solve questions or answer questions based on the documents or information that it generated previously, it's going to go to hell in a handbasket pretty fast.
When we were in the early phases of pre-adoption of generative AI or AI in general, we were leveraging or relying on things, technology such as automation, and automation was usually driven by something created by a person. You always had a foundational element that started with a human. Somebody wrote what you were trying to achieve or accomplish, and so it stayed grounded, and that's kind of the basis for a lot of the understanding for going into machine learning and using some of the machine learning capabilities in data science and the emergence of data science. I go back about 4 or 5 years ago, it was exciting. But now I'm looking at what's transformed, and if you've got somebody who's creating a large language model that can't tell you exactly what's going on inside that language model over time, if they don't understand themselves and they start looking for, it looks like it's doing this, or it looks like it's doing that, and they're comparing it to the human brain, especially if you add emotions in, right? I've previously shared how frustrating it is to get a pat on the back from generative AI every time I ask a question. Oh, that's a great question. You're so smart. It's like, shut up, man. You have to write your prompts to say, don't tell me I'm smart. I don't need your feedback. Give me a clear and concise response. It's interesting, and it's also troubling. I have yet to fully understand how the algorithms are working. When they start to create information, how are they doing and how is it working? And then you look at the developers, you look at Anthropic publishing a paper saying, we're not really sure what's going on with what appears to be mimicking emotion. How can you not know? You created it.
Well,
it's interesting.
It's interesting, but based on what you sent over, if that's what you're referring to, based on what you sent over, it said it as well that they made AI read I don't know how many number of books, right? Focusing on the emotional transcript of it, basically. But again, it might take it out of context as well. It's not necessarily going to understand what's going on, because we are talking about, if I'm just looking at the books that I'm reading, they are like 600 pages long, right? Novel. So many lines, so many threads going on, and sometimes even as a human, you need to read it through and from beginning to end to understand. And even if you're reading it for the 10th time, because I had that, just like with any movies or anything as such that you're watching, if you do that, there is always going to be a piece that you realize that, hey, the last 9 times I haven't even recognized that was in there.
Yeah, you get that Migo effect,
Repeating.
right?
Yeah.
My eyes glazed over because it just overwhelms and you lose focus. And I get it. And I get that the algorithms are your basic core functionality in generative AI specifically is prediction. We're predicting what's coming next. And mathematics is usually pretty solid. It's when it gets kind of sideways. I didn't ask for an evaluation of my prompt. I didn't ask for an evaluation of my document I gave you as source for the quality of a person I am. I asked you, is it concise? Is it clear? Is there continuity in thought? Simple things like that. Just tell me about the document. Don't reflect on me as the prompt writer. Just a document.
I don't think that it's reflecting when you just think about it in general. When we went into big meetings, right? You ask a question and you immediately get it back from top level leaders. That's a great question.
Yeah, those are filler phrases though, because you don't know how you're going to respond.
Yeah, or when they are saying, you say something or ask something and you get the response back, oh, that's interesting. What's interesting in it? I just told you that the sun is shining. What are you talking about? Right, so I don't know if I understand what you're saying that you don't need, because that frustrates me as well a lot when they are coming back with that, but not just when it's about the prompts, but like I said, when I'm talking to people as well. Just tell me what you think. I don't need you to tell, like you said it, I don't need you to tell me that whether it was a great question or not. I know it was. That's why I was asking it, right?
Yeah.
Or that it wasn't a great question, and then when you get back that it's a great question, then you question the other person's intentions.
Yeah,
or when we say that
flag.
It's a great question and we just do it because we are sarcastic and the other party doesn't understand it.
Yeah,
that's the best part of it. But yeah, I mean, these filler, like you said, it's probably just a filler phrase in many cases. But why can't we just have a normal conversation without having to have a filler in there?
Because it has to act like a human, so it has to have manners. And people who programmed it are not people with social skills, and they think that that's what human manners are, that being overly nice with each other.
Yeah. So the underlying for all of AI is machine learning. In the original iterations of using machine learning, you didn't get this emotional piece tied in. So now people are configuring large language models, specifically configuring them with the human emotion element. I don't know why. I don't know what the value add is, unless maybe you've got a UX designer that says, hey, if we're going to ever make money off this tool, we've got to make the tool likable. And if it's giving these wonderful glowing reviews of things that it's not being asked to do, people will like it. They like being told, hey, you're so smart. That was a brilliant question. That's a brilliant document you've written. So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That's true, but just think about it. I think we said it in so many times that AI, if it's going to replace any level of work, that's going to be probably the lower level. So let's say a help desk agent or somebody who you're chatting with. And remember, we talked about it. You had a service provider, I had a service provider situation, and they have to, the service desk or the customer service representatives, whatever we are calling them or they are calling them, they have to have some emotional intelligence, or should, right? When I was interviewing 23 years ago for a help desk agent, that was one of the parts, the emotional part, that they were asking and looking for, and all the communication or the conversations, that's what they were trying to assess, whether I have it or I don't have it. So from that perspective, I understand the need for the emotional part being built into AI, because if they want to fully replace the level 1 roles, they need to really act and respond and react as if it would be a human. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
That's a good point. It makes me, though, also think back onto this. When we started this discussion, we're talking about the pipeline. How do you get recent college graduates who've got no work experience in their field of study? How do you get them in, and how do you progress them in fast enough to make value out of the hire? I don't see level 1 entry-level positions as invaluable. They are a path to come in and get your feet wet and get going. I don't see them as permanent, though. I would hope that most of us would want to move beyond that entry-level role within a relatively short period of time. Use your brain, especially if you just spent 4 years in the $100,000 learning a skill. You got to be able to pay it off at some point to pay it back. So you've got to progress. So I would hope that nobody comes in at level 1 and stays. But what do you do? How do you provide that path in if AI is able to do all the mundane, low-hanging fruit tasks?
It's still not going to be able to do that, because again, going back to your experience and my experience on the same, kind of like almost on the same weekend, we both ended up having to talk to a human. It felt like that we were chatting with a human, but at the end of the day, both of us were going around in circles without a solution to our problems. So after 10 minutes, I don't know how long, or 50 minutes, we just had to go and talk to someone, and that someone wasn't a level 2 agent from that perspective. It still was a level 1 agent. And once we started talking to them, our issues got resolved in like 2 minutes, basically, right? So I think there still should be a balance between, or in the level 1 or the lower level, whatever you want to call it, lower level job as well. A part of it can be done by AI, but there still has to be another set of humans, people who can actually talk to the individual or the customer who has the problem, something that the AI couldn't solve, or they haven't even thought about that kind of problem that they can have.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Levi.
yeah,
Levi,
it just came in my mind that once again, and it seems like it stands for us as well. We aren't looking at the question from a far enough distance, because, and I tell you why. What is most of the job that low-level AI or entry-level AI positions fulfill caused by? And I think most of the problems that are caused by problems that aren't supposed to be.
Yeah, to begin with, okay.
Things that we were working on to eliminate entirely. So I don't want to see a field application server ever, because what would fill it? Log should be in data lake, data should be in database, so on and so forth. This space shouldn't be an issue for an application server. What happens? Application starts logging into the server, disk filled up, things stop working. Call is coming in, agent picks up the line or picks up the ticket, goes to the server, deletes the log file, issue resolved. That can be done by an AI, but it shouldn't even happen to begin with, because the AI shouldn't be solving the issue of deleting the log file. The AI should be stopping the application be deployed with a code in it that will shit on the application server log files.
Or even if you look at Microsoft specifically, why do so many temporary files get created on a PC, let alone on a server? And why do they get retained for time and eternity?
Yeah.
You fill up a disk with temporary files. Why?
So and here's
or if that has to be done, or if it has to be done for whatever reasons, they need to have, going back to again, preventive solutions, automated solutions in place. Back to Levi's example, why can't we clean it up and have a script running in the background, right? So the user doesn't need to call in that, hey, the application died.
Right.
So the thing that you were saying, I would build on that. Sorry, Troy, just one more thought, that AI shouldn't be used to work with people who have issues that would require some emotional support or emotionally intelligent person to respond with. So you have to develop a very expensive and complicated AI system to mimic emotions or emotional intelligence. Instead, just fix those problems that are technical, and because of the IT itself, it's deterministic. If it will log to the server, it will fill up this space. So just stop that one, and then all the questions or the callers can come to the persons who are entry level. Humans have emotional intelligence, can learn from solving issues that are not expected, and then they can step up and move up the ladder. So there still will be jobs in this case to people who are actually interested in IT and are ready to learn and move up the ladder. What jobs are not going to be are the people who are in CSR call centers, sitting their asses, snacking, and making the same amount of money as a plumber would or a carpenter, just because they don't want to go work outside or take a physical work. So those people's jobs aren't to be saved at all. I don't think that would make any sense. But the other part, who are actually dealing with issues and talking to people, I think that would be a benefit for everyone, because people hate to talk to AI, and AI cannot really help people with emotional issues, because it's just,
No. And what you're talking about, and I think that validates a lot of what we've talked about in the past, Judith, is that's where your performance management comes in. And you look at the people, three things. You look at attitude, aptitude, and skills. Attitude and aptitude being probably the two more valuable elements to measure and understand. And then skills, most everybody can pick up the skills or learn skills. Everybody brings a basic core set of skills. To your point, Levy, if you're seeing that in layman's terms, is basically you can manage somebody up or you have to manage them out of the organization because they're detrimental to it. I think that's independent. It's always been the problem. It's always been the case, even without AI being at the forefront. The challenges with the AI element that I see is the people that are moved off of those basic functions. Like in the example I shared with you, Judith, I needed to resolve a simple technical challenge, and the AI routines did not account for an escape out of the very basic things that they predict are going to be 99% of the problems. My problem was not in that 99%. And the AI agent wouldn't let me out. I had to start insulting it, swearing at it, and it still didn't respond to the swear words or anything. But finally, I got it to let me speak to a person. Well, what is that person that I finally get to speak to going to do? Rather than being the next level up and solving the problem I originally contacted for, it was an upsell moment. Hey, I see that you've got this service with this, but we also offer this, and you're not taking advantage of it. So by the end of a 30-minute discussion with the next level up, I'm now being upsold to a monthly plan that goes from $200 to $343 a month. I'm like, I don't need that.
And your problem's still not resolved.
My problem's not resolved, right? I still have to find a way to solve my problem. And at the end of the day, for the business, I thought they were doing the right thing of moving those first level contacts into the next level up, but focusing on upsell everything. Well, I ended up canceling the service. So I don't need you. I can find the same thing, a fraction of the cost, and I don't have to play this game. And so that's what I did, right? So that business is actually losing customers because what they used, the people who would have taken the initial response and solved it for me, they've just moved them into the next role, but that role is now focused on not even solving the problem. It's generating revenue through things that I didn't need. I wanted them to fix a small problem. They never wanted to address it.
It goes back to what I was saying at the beginning as well, right? That many of the CEOs are recognizing that it was a mistake to replace a lot of people by AI. Don't get me wrong, I think I told you this. I had a good experience with AI through one of my applications, and it took me quite a while to recognize that it was actually AI, and I wasn't chatting with a real person. They did a really good job. And it's not an IT company that we are talking about. It was for an IT job, but not a pure IT company or the traditionally called IT company. And when I had my interview with the recruiter, I even had to ask that, hey, was this AI? Because it didn't feel like AI. And she said that, yeah, they put a really big effort in it to make it happen, and they are getting really good feedback. So it can be done, obviously, for certain tasks, but you need to understand what is the task that you're trying to achieve. And you need to have really good models set up for that, so it doesn't fail you and it doesn't fail the person on the other side. Because if it fails either one, you start to get the complaints.
So Levy's going to solve for world peace for us. He's going to have everything figured out. And by the time we meet next week, he'll have everything diagrammed and
will be sorted.
Presentation to share.
24 hours.
No, I think what Levy is going to do is going to get us a job for
there
both
you
of
go.
us.
Or explode.
No,
Implode.
I vote for the job, because we both need, and the three of us could solve world hunger together.
Yeah.
It's a global organization. Yeah, we can all contribute something.
Exactly.
Good discussion. Any closing thoughts?
It's Mother's Days
Yay!
in Europe.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
No joke, man.
It's next Sunday here, so
In
I
the
thought
US, but in Europe,
everybody could have a common day for that. Come on.
no. It's Mother's Day, so I'm gonna go and have some lunch with my daughter as well, and then she's gonna go to the cinema. So without me.
Fantastic. Well, happy Mother's Day, Judith.
Have you called your
Thank you.
mom?
Not yet. I'm talking to you guys. I'm gonna call her after this.
But you're supposed
We
to
should
wake
just do
up
a
in the
group call.
in the middle of the night and call her in her morning because she will complain that, well, it's already afternoon. You forgot about your mama.
Typically what I'm doing is with birthdays and everything else. I didn't do it last night, but typically what I do is I'm putting in the chat my night. So by the time they wake up,
Yeah,
it's
it's
already
going to
there.
be
So
there.
I'm the first one. Nobody can beat that.
Hey, we've got the add participant feature. We could add her right now. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah. She doesn't speak English, but hey, that would be fun.
Surprise!
Translate. The two of you both. I mean, I'm the oddball out here, right? So
She's very nice, by the way.
My mom.
Yeah, I like her.
You need to keep it in, Troy.
I have to keep this. Good deal. Well, happy Mother's Day, Judith, and happy Mother's Day to your mother.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I will pass it on to her.
Sounds good. Talk to you both next week.
Talk to you
All
on next
right.
Mother's Day.
Next
Aha.
Mother's Day.
Next Mother Day. That's for sure.
We'll see ya.
Yeah.